What is up, YouTube? HPJ here, and I'm coming at you guys with another Digimon Deck Profile. This time, it's time for the wolves that dwell in the castle of 9 wolves to make their appearance. Yeah, guys, it is time for Loogamon. And Loogamon is definitely taking a bit of a change because, as we all know, Loogamon had got some very unsuspected support in BT16, and apparently BT17, Loogamon will also be getting some support there. Going to be getting a card that treats itself as HE. We're going to get the new Premier Loogamon, and then the nice little Joggers evolution. So Loogamon players are definitely going to be having some fun with a lot of the stuff coming out that's going to be in support of Loogamon. So can't wait for that. It's going to be lots of fun. So, alright, with that said, why don't we go ahead and we get this, this show on the road. So, starting off with the Digitama, I have 4 copies of Bowmon from BT14. Then, let's go into the rookies. 4 copies of Loogamon from BT14 and 4 copies of Loogamon from BT15. Then for the champions, I have, and there's a lot of champions, there's a couple of champions here. 2 copies of Loogamon from BT14 with 4 copies of Loogamon from BT15 and 2 copies of Dobermon from BT16. And don't worry, I'll explain all my choices when I get there. Then we're going to move on into the ultimates. And oh boy, there's a lot of ultimates here. So starting off are the 2 copies of Cerberusmon that I'm running in this build. Then 3 copies of Howlugarmon from BT14. And 3 copies of Soul Loogamon from BT16 with 3 copies of Soul Loogamon from BT14. So 14, 16, 14, and 16. So I'm sorry about the servers now. So from there, we move on into our megas. And of course, there's only 1 mega in this deck, and that is Fenrir Loogamon, which I'm running 4 copies of. Alright, then from there, we go on into our tamers. 4 copies of Eiji Nagashumi. And I do apologize if I'm pronouncing his last name incorrectly. And then we have 4 copies of Analog Youth. And then from there, we go on into the option cards. 4 copies of the Wisdom Training. Then I'm running 4 copies of the Demon Wolf of Castle of 9 Wolves. And then 3 copies of Miss Memory Boost. So, yeah, that is it for all the cards. So, there was a list that I think a lot of people are taking advantage of for the Fenrir Loogamon deck. I seen it. It looks pretty jank, I'm not gonna lie, and it's trying to use so many different things to try to keep up with it, where Loogamon doesn't need all these things to keep up with things. I mean, Loogamon is a very solid deck, and it doesn't need Ukamon and, trying to try hard so damn bad. It looks very try-hardy. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and move on to things. So, starting off, we gotta talk about the Digitama. I don't know why I was about to go into rookie. So, Bowmon. Bowmon is basically the only Digitama you need for this deck. Bowmon's inheritable is when it's Digimon with a Dark Animal or SOC card trait. When a Digimon card with the SOC or Dark Animal trait is trashed, you may Digivolve into that card. Basically, this just helps you speed up your process in Digivolving into the other forms in the deck, because a lot of them are going to focus on either Dark Animal or SOC. I did take a lot of the SOC cards out to focus more on the Dark Animal portion of it, because the Dark Animal portion is really, really good. And with all this Dark Animal stuff just popping up left and right, it's, no wonder people are taking advantage of it. It's a really good setup that just works really well with Loogamon. Alright, now, speaking of Loogamon, let's go into the rookies. So, we have 2 versions of Loogamon. We have Loogamon from BT14 and Loogamon from BT15. BT15. So Loogamon from BT14, at the start of your turn, you can place one AG from your hand or trash under this card as its Digivolution source. Then gain 1 memory. For its inheritable, when you play a Dark Animal or SOC traded card, you can gain 1 memory. It's actually just a follow up from the effects of a lot of the Ultimates and Megas that'll start bringing out Digimon through their abilities. While Loogamon from BT15 digivolves off of a Digimon with either the SOC trait or with the SOC trait, which luckily Balmon has for 0 cost. Otherwise, it's a 1 off of any purple or red Digimon. Digitama. Now, when attacking, you trash 1 card from your hand to delete 1 of your opponent's Digimon with 3k DP or less. And if this card has a Tamer with SOC in its trait, in its Digivolution source, then you're able to draw a card. This is just in reference to AG, and then probably the new AG that's going to be coming out in BT17. I do believe there's some other SOC tamers as well, but I don't think they actually, follow up and use them. They probably just follow up and just use AG for these builds, which I haven't seen anyone versus. Then it's inheritable is at the end of the attack once a turn. If your opponent has 1 or more memory, then you gain a memory. So it's just a memory choke your opponent. That's just 6, yeah. Basically, these are your options for your Loogamons. I don't think there'll be any other various options outside of that. Then, let's go on to the champions. So, I'm running the 4 copies of Loogamon from BT15. So, this Loogamon and its counterpart, the Loogamon from BT14, basically similar effects in a way. The Loogamon, both of them can Digivolve. But this one Digivolves off of 2 for the SOC or trait, while the one on the right is just basically a Digivolution off of a purple Digimon for 2. When attacking, by trashing 1 card from your hand, this Digimon gains 2k DP for the turn. If you have a Tamer with the SOC trait in its Digivolution source, draw 1 card. Dual colored Loogamon isn't too bad. It's just there for draw and setup. While its inheritable is similar to the dual colored Loogamon, where if your opponent's security is 2 or more, then you gain has more memory, and then turn, then you gain 1 memory. It's pretty, it's pretty manageable, but it's really good just for setup, just like the Loogamon to the left. I am questioning if I want to run 3-3. Just because of the fact they'll probably just even out things. Because the Loogarmon from BT14 is not bad itself either. BT14 Loogarmon's ability is that when attacking, you can trash 1 card from your hand and then draw 1 card. But if you have AG in its evolution sources, you'll gain 1 memory. So it's a really good, service for setup, and a really good service just to keep things going with the hand. So when you're trashing stuff, your Loogamon will then trigger, and then you're able to, trigger things and then get things together. So, yeah. Then we have, I'll say Baldermon, Dobermon. Arm player, when Digivolving, select 1 of your Digimon and it gains blocker until the end of your opponent's turn. This is to help you in case you need, support type of situation. And Loogamon doesn't have any blockers, ironically enough. So if you have any blockers, this is probably the only way you'll generate blocker. And I don't mind it generating blocker outside of what AG can give you, which I'll talk about soon when we get to AG, because the Mind Link situation is just awesome. The Mind Links they're really amazing when they're good for the setup situation. But yeah, I am running it Overmon. You don't have to run it Overmon, but I'm personally running it Overmon. If there's anything that you would like to put into your version, go right ahead. So, alright, those are my champions. Now we're going to go on into our ultimates, and there's a pretty good chunk of ultimates too. So we have Soul Loogarmon from 14, Soul Loogarmon from 16, How Loogarmon from 14, and Sebresmon from 16. So let's go through this lineup. So hold on 1 second. I'm going to move this over just a bit. There we go. So yeah, let's go about this. So basically, all of these guys can be Digivolved on top of our Loogamons and even our Dobermon. The thing is, do note that the dual color Soul Loogamon can be 3 cost if the Digimon has the SOC trait. Now, all these are awesome alternates. They all work really well with bringing Digimon out, surviving things with the Digimon, or just setting up for the plays for later on. So Loogamon from BT14. When Digivolving, you may play a level 3 or lower Dark Animal or SOC traded card from your trash without paying the memory cost. If AG is under there, you can then be able to play a Digimon who add an additional level to it. So you can play some fours, you can play some you can play a lot of your fours, you know, get a lot of your champions onto the board. Basically just try to help put out Loogamon, because Loogamon tends to have that issue of, you know, not being able to be played when needed to be played, or you just start running less or less. That's why I'm only running the 4 rookies, because of the fact that you can just recycle them off of the effects. While his counterpart from BT16, when Digivolving, trash 2 cards from your hand to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6 KDP or less. If you don't, then you're able to play a Digimon with the SOC trait that's level 4 or lower from your trash without paying its memory cost. Like I said, bringing out Digimon that you can easily take advantage of. Then during all turns, if another SOC trait Digimon is deleted, this Digimon with the SOC trait or a tamer card with the SOC trait in its Digivolution source, you'll be able to Digivolve into Fenrir Loogamon without paying a memory cost. So it's basically just shitting on the issue of Digivolving into Loogamon without without all the ransacking in situation. Because, oh boy, I've had those issues trying to Digivolve into Loogamon, or even Fenrir Loogamon, with haste. So, yeah, that is the thing. Then what is it? Let's move on to How Loogamon. How Loogamon is just here for the destruction and the drawing power. If anything. Oh, I forgot. When attacking by trashing 1 card from your hand, you gain 1 memory effect off of Loogamon from BT14. Then his inheritable is when you play a Dark Animal Digimon, or a card with SOC, you may unsuspend this Digimon. It's a pretty normal thing. And then the Loogamon from 16, if your opponent has 1 or more memory, unsuspend this Digimon. So it just works with the Fenrir Loogamon setup, where Fenrir Loogamon can easily just, do this, get played, and then your opponent's turn doesn't start until you pass over 3 memory. Now, How Loogamon, because we're going to go back to that. How Loogamon, at the end of the turn, delete itself to then draw you 2 cards, and then you may return 1 Loogamon from your trash to your hand. On deletion, you may trash 3 cards from your hand, with the Dark Animal or SLC trait, to then delete one of your opponent's Digimon. Then that's level 3. And then for each of the cards that you'll discard, you can increase that level. So it just helps you, wipe out cards that you don't need. Well, also just to say that you draw to return Loogamon and then set up from there. Then we move on, of course, to Cerberusmon. And this is probably one of the weird additions that people are going to be asking me about. Why are you running Cerberusmon? Well, Cerberusmon's on play or when Digivolving, you can return 1 Digimon with Dark Animal or Shaman in this trait from your trash to your hand. Its inheritable is that when an effect plays one of your Digimon, you may give that Digimon Rush. So you can easily give some of your Digimon Rush through the inheritable, but you also get to bring back a Dark Animal or a Shaman card. And the reason why I'm pointing out this is because some people are probably going to play Anubismon with this. And I know Anubismon's been limited and Anubismon's not good. Why would you ever consider that? It's just an option. You can run things if it's beneficial. And that's kind of how I felt with the Cerberusmon, because holy shit, recovery. So, yeah, not too bad. Not too bad at all. So, yeah, moving on from there, that's all my ultimates, and then the only mega that's in the deck is, Fenrir Loogamon. So, Fenrir Loogamon has a text box of a Yu-Gi-Oh card, Jesus. When Digivolving, you may play one level 4 or lower Digimon with Dark Animal or SLC trait from your trash without paying its memory cost. But if AG is in its evolution sources, this Digimon, you're able to add 2 to the number of cards you would play through this effect. When attacking once a turn by deleting one of your opponent's level 3 or lower Digimon, you may also send this Digimon. For each of your Digimon, you may add 1 level to that cost. Then during your turn, the conditions of the turn ending don't happen until your opponent has 3 or more memory. And it's funny because a lot of the Digimon in this deck have abilities that will try to memory choke your opponent to keep the turn on your turn. Because there's the Loogamon, the Loogamon, the Soul Loogamon that all give you memory. Once it passes over 1 to your opponent. Then there's the abilities that they have on top of that to survive even more of the combo plays where they're giving you memory just to take advantage of memory. It's really just why a lot of people love the Loogamon stuff, because the Loogamon stuff is like, we're just not going to stop at just gaining memory. Oh no, we're going to just mess with you and poke at you as much as we possibly can so we can gain more advantage, which they do very well. This is honestly one of my favorite boss monsters because you really don't have to run too many of it. I know there's versions of it that are now running Death X. If you can afford the Death X, go ahead. Look, I'm going to just be honest right now. If I can get a Death X, I'd be playing a Death X. Unfortunately, I don't have the money for a Death X. Hell, I don't have the money for the damn, what is it, Shine Greymon Ruin Mode. And you know how much that shit is? That's just like $80. That's just $80. Like, no thank you. Like, hell, Green probably has the most easiest option of a level 7 in gamer, and that's Quartzmon. But then for number Quartzmon, I would need to play around with. Well, no, it's cheaper because it's like what, $15 for the normal version of Quartzmon. So I'm still, look, that's 4 less than having to 4 times what less than what I'd have to get for Shine Greymon, Rumor, even Death X-Mon, because they're like 60 to 80. So yeah, that's a lot of money. Anyway, yeah, love Fairy Loogamon, and I can't wait for the newer stuff. Alright, now let's move on to the Tamers, and we gotta start off with AG. So what's up with our boy AG? What is up with this famed anime boy that people are going gaga over? AG has the Mind Link ability, which a lot of the cards from that series have. The ability of Mind Link, where you put this card under your Digimon, and it gives it certain abilities. You can then detach it at the end of the turn, so it can even, if it's attached to one of your Digimon during your opponent's turn, at the end of the turn you can detach it and put it into the battle area. Now, at the start of your turn, if your opponent controls a Digimon, you gain 1 memory. Then its inheritables is where it really shines. While this card is attached to a dark animal or an SOC traded card, it gains Alliance and Blocker. At the end of all turns, you may play 1 AG from this Digimon's Digivolution source without paying the memory cost. So, free play of AG, being able to gain memory, because of course your opponent's going to have a Digimon, and then on top of that, the gaining ability of Alliance and Blocker. If you don't know what Alliance is, because trust me, it took me a while to know what this is too. Alliance is when you suspend one of your Digimon, one of your other Digimon, to give its DP to the Digimon that's attacking, and also being able to gain a security attack +1. So security attack +1 plus the Digimon's DP on top of what your Digimon's DP is. Yeah, AG is making sure you're winning this game as fast as possible. In conjunction with AG, the other non-negotiable Tamer card is Analog Youth. You reveal top 2 cards of your deck to then add 1 Digimon from it to your hand. You send the rest of the cards to the trash. When one of your level 5 or higher Digimon would be deleted, you are then able to suspend this Tamer to not only gain a memory, but then able to hatch a Digitama from your breeding area if there is available space. So basically, this is just to reset your turn or to prepare for your next turn with your Digitama. And because of how a lot of the Digimon here like to blow themselves up, you're going to definitely be taking advantage of it. I remember stating that it did take me a while to win a game because I was really benefiting off of the Analog Youth to survive a lot of my combos and then prep the board. So, all right, that is the analog use in AG. We're gonna now move on into the option cards. Wisdom training, all the training cards are really, really good right now in the state of the game because they're able to pick up 2 cards. You can put one in your hand, put the other one into the deck. So you can even put, pick up option cards and stuff like that. Then setting it for the delay to reduce the cost of a Digimon Digivolution by 2. So that really helps you out with a lot of things and it gets you to a lot of your pieces faster. I have opted out to not run our yellow memory boost because now I'm running Demon Wolf Castle of the Nine Wolves. So this is another card from BT16 where you reveal top the cards of your deck to add one SOC traded card among them to your hand, put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. Then this effect adds a card to your hand, and you're able to trash a card from your hand to place this card in the battle area. Then, just like Wisdom Training, you can play one SOC card from your hand, from your trash, by reducing the play cost by 2. This is probably just to help bring out your Loogamons and stuff from your trash without having to play the memory cost or pay too much for the memory to play them and then be able to interact with this card for your searching. It doesn't seem like too much of a bad card, but I also think it's probably maybe too many for just such a very made effect. Like I said, I am just testing this card out, so I am still iffy on it. Its security effect is kind of similar to its main effect, where you'll tap the cards of your deck to add a card with SLC trait among them to your hand, put the rest of them in your deck. Then if you add a card, you trash a card. So it's basically just the main effect and a security effect, but you get to leave this card in the battle area after it's checked from the security. So, it's pretty mid. I don't know. I might take this out and actually put in my purple memory boost. And then the last card is the missed memory boost, where you trash 2 cards from your deck to the top of your deck to draw 1 card, place this card in the battle area, and then delay give you 2 memory. So, yeah, pretty decent memory card just to help you set up your trash and then be able to pick up things. If anything, I think the major benefit is just trashing cards to draw a card and then being able to gain memory when you need to pop it. So, yeah, pretty beneficial. Like I said, this deck I'm going to say now is still a work in progress for me, and I still have a lot of various builds to want to build with it. But I'm enjoying it, if that's anything. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for my Loogamon deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and hopefully, well, it's going to be long too, but it's Digimon. What do you expect? So yeah, with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out tremendously. You can hit the notification bell to be informed of when I upload more content to my channel. My social media links are in the description box below. And with that said, thanks everyone for watching. HBJ signing out. Take care.